The only difference is that he's a little bit older, so he's like more conscious of it than I even was at the time. So that's like pretty cool to see. I bet he'll end up being a pretty good dude in like the next 2 and 4 years. I have a lot of faith in Zach and people like Zach. We're gonna move on to the next guest. What is going on, Zachary?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, you got a little bit of an echo. Do you have any Bluetooth devices connected?
Oh, hold on.
All right, while he's disconnecting that, I want to thank a handful of people here. Adam, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Thank you so much, as well as Ducky. Thank you for the $20 on Venmo. Ducky says, corrupted by knowledge should be in your bio. Dude, honestly, that's a fucking hard-ass quote. I'm inclined to agree with you. Let's get 200 W Duckies. As well as Dana with a $50 over on Venmo saying, keep up the great work. Thank you, Dana. Let's get 500 Dana Ws. That is D-A-N-A down below in that chat right now. Thank you so much, Dana. Now, I don't think that Zach is being able to resolve that echo, so I am just going to move on. But huge shout out to Dana. Dana, very seriously, thank you for the $50. That's incredibly kind. W fucking Dana. Hell yeah, that is so awesome. Let us know down below in the chat if you're MAGA. We'll pull you up here. We're going to have a debate. Right now, we are just looking for a next Trump supporter. Also, I just want to thank everybody for being in here and being active. This is the largest and most consistent stream I've had since the election. Which is like craziness. Like, wow, we've been live for 2 hours and we have 4 million likes on the stream.
Dude, there's something with the algorithm that switched, bro. I'm telling you. Or it's you got the studio on your main.
Yeah, I think it's just going back to the main account, bro. Like, we finally have access to like a platform to stream to like 3.2 million followers. You know what I mean? What's up, Sam? Do you support Trump?
Kind of, but please don't kick me. Like,
I'm sorry. I kicked you because your mic was very low quality, and I think you might have even been driving. I'm sorry for kicking you, man. I really am. If you happen to get in a spot where you're not driving or have a better mic, feel free to re-request. What's up, Charles? Charles actually hit the road super duper quick. Andrew in the chat called me a fruitcake. Andrew, I invited you to come up. Love to chat. All right, guys. Where is that next Trump supporter? Isn't it crazy that we could have like 12.6 thousand people in here and we can't find one person to debate? I always find that
is kind of wild.
To be a little wild. You know what I mean? That's a little wild. All right. If you want to help me load up a guest, feel free, Mr. Baker.
I got you.
Let's try to get that next guest up in the box, y'all. If you
crazy that it's harder to get a guest on your account than it is on mine, even though I have significantly less people in the live.
I know, isn't it wild? I think it's pretty wild. What's up, King Davis and Sam? Oh, it's you again, Sam. Sorry, Sam.
Did my audio fix itself?
Ah, it actually did. Sam, how old are you?
I'm so sorry. Is there like an age limit? I'm only 17.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You're 1 year away. You're 1 year away. What's up, King David and Isaac? Are you guys MAGA?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about you, Isaac?
Nah, and you can feel free to kick me, but I was...
Okay, I'm sorry for kicking you, man. Thanks for coming up, though. King David, how old are you?
20, brother.
Oh, and why would you ever support such a train wreck of a presidency? Donald Trump, out of all presidents ever. Why be on the wrong side of history now?
I feel like it's a better choice than Kamala, that's for sure.
Kamala. Why so?
Why so?
I don't know. I saw her switch up a lot. I saw her say one thing here and then and
give us a specific example.
Every time she went to go do a speech, she spoke about the same thing over and over again. Like her script didn't even change.
Wait, that's a different point. I asked you specifically, what did she go back on that she said?
Back and forth.
Yeah.
There was one time where she changed like where she was from. She was like, "Oh no, I'm Indian," and then she switched back to not Indian.
Let me ask you a question. You're about to say, "Oh, she switches between being South Asian and black, right?"
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Question, King David. How many parents do you have?
2.
How many parents do I have? Biological parents. How many biological parents do I have?
I hope 2.
2. How about Kamala Harris?
I hope 2.
2. So what percentage of your DNA did you receive from your mommy?
50.
What about your daddy?
100.
Oh my God.
50, right? So let me explain the craziest concept of all time. So just like you and me, Kamala Harris received 50% of her DNA from her mommy, 50% of her DNA from her daddy. So when she says one day she's black, one day she's South Asian, well, actually, in both of those days, she's black and South Asian simultaneously because her father's black and her mother's South Asian.
Alrighty.
How do you feel about this new innovative concept of being biracial?
No, what do you mean by biracial?
possessing more than one race. Bi would indicate two, so having two races.
Yeah, no, I feel like she should like I don't know. She should
You feel like she shouldn't be biracial? Well, it's a fact of reality, man. Because
no,
guess
not
what?
by
Two parents.
not by not biracial, but I feel like she like because then she switches personalities and everything. And then she
switches personalities. So I haven't
What
seen
now? It's personalities. What personality difference?
switching personalities. This is just so trivial compared to fascism.
every time she spoke to a different group of people, she just switched to whatever they were like and whatever they liked.
Okay.
You get
Can
me?
you give me an example?
So I feel like he like is probably meaning to talk about code switching. Like when you say switching personalities, are you talking about the way that she's speaking?
Yeah, and just things that she did in general.
Like
Okay,
what?
like maybe she. I don't. Maybe he's talking about code switching. It's possible that he isn't. Like, do you want to be more specific about what you're arguing here?
And it's hard for me to read like
Okay, that's
hard for
fine.
me to explain.
I bet it's hard to explain. And the reason I think it's hard to explain is because it's so trivial. And it's very trivial when contrasted with Trump. See, like your reason why you don't support Kamala Harris is like apparently switching personalities. See, my reason why I don't support Trump is because his economic policy costs nearly $4 trillion and cuts the after-tax income for 80% of Americans. Right? Your reason is because she's biracial. Well, my reason is because Donald Trump is an adjudicated rapist that launched the largest internal attack on American democracy when he tried to coup and rig the outcome of the 2020 election. So, like, why are you willing to take such trivial critiques that are utterly meaningless and treat them as if they're worse than, I mean, some of the gravest dangers America has seen since its conception?
She just didn't seem like a firm person, like a firm president, a firm leader in general.
What does that mean? What does it mean to be a firm leader?
Someone that is like strong in what they believe and like what's better like for the people. And like if you don't know what's good for you personally, then I don't think you'll know what's good for.
How is Kamala Harris not strong in what she believes? If anything, Donald Trump's not strong in what he believes.
Do you think that
because he specifically had 30,000 confirmed lies in his first administration? He lied about the results of the 2020 election. He called for the termination of the Constitution. He goes back and forth on things all the time.
I mean, that's what every
think
president
that,
does.
Do you think no? Not every president has told 30K lies. Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
I'm sorry?
Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
Yes, when it comes to certain things, but not everything.
Yeah. Thank you for being honest. So obviously, like the reason why you're saying these things, like, oh, she's weak, she's not strong, it's because she's a woman. So why do you think men are better at leading than women as it relates to the presidency?
I don't know, but like they just.
You don't know, so that's what we call prejudice. You know, like the same type of prejudice that Nazis have, white supremacists, sexists. That's you.
No, I don't know. I thought men, I don't know. They it's hard for me to explain right now. My fault.
Because it's unexplainable. because it's prejudice.
Go ahead.
Like prejudice definitionally
because you're
speaking,
such a
is
great leader
unjustified.
as a man.
You're just like, man, I feel like men are better at leading than women. Boo, women. They see, dude, it's unexplainable. It's unjustified. There's no explanation. These are your feelings, okay? And we need to take your feelings and we need to change them because they're bigoted and bad and they actively harm and regress society in a direction. And
Can I ask you a question?
No. Actually, I want to ask you a question. You hate DI.
Yeah.
You hate DI, right?
I'm sorry. What is that?
DI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Like Donald Trump hates DI, Charlie Kirk hates DI, so do you, right?
What does that mean? I'm sorry.
You've never heard of DEI?
Not DI. No.
DEI.
No, I've never heard of that.
Okay, I think this guy's a kid. I think he's underage. We're going to move on to Daniel Mack. If you're a part of the 12.4 thousand people in the stream, guys, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen. That guy's definitely underage, y'all. As well as, let's see here. Jaslyn, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. Jaslyn says, thank you for spreading so much awareness. I want to watch you every day. I learn so much. You're amazing. Thank you so much for the love, Jaslyn. Guys, can we please get 200 Jaslyn W's down below in the chat? I really appreciate you for your kindness. That is awesome. Shout out to Jaslyn for the $20. And once again, if you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio, as well as in the pinned message on my YouTube stream. Hello, Braden.
Hey, Dean, how's it going?
It's going all right, Braden. Is that you with Mr. Trumpy Trump in your profile picture there?
It is indeed. Got a problem with it?
Well, I mean, it's less of like so listen, I actually don't have a problem with you like having a picture of you with Trump as your profile picture. I just think it's like very highly cringe.
Very highly cringe. Well, what about your buddy
Oh.
Harry Citizen having a picture of Joe Biden pinned to his profile. Is that
Oh.
cringe?
No, it's actually fucking based. Sorry.
So what's the difference then?
Yeah, like one's a grapist, one's not a grapist. One like fights for Americans and makes the material conditions of the average American in this country better. One actively fights to make them worse.
Who had higher interest rates?
Who had higher interest rates? Well, A, the presidents don't control the interest rates. B, the feds control the interest rates. C, Donald Trump put Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed, in his position in his first term. And D, the interest rates as controlled by the feds are reactionary to inflation in America. And E, inflation in America under the Biden-Harris administration wasn't caused by them, it was caused by the pandemic. And F, how does it feel to get ate the fuck up? I don't know. Sorry. How old are you?
I'm old enough to vote. And I'll tell you, my vote is because the interest rates were a whole lot lower at Trump's first term and his term now.
So how old does that make you?
Interest rates relate to the Federal Reserve. Has nothing to do with the President of the United States.
So how old does that make you? You're old enough to vote. What is your actual age?
19.
And what year are you born in?
I'm not going to start giving you my whole entire life story because you don't want to argue with me.
Buddy,
How about
buddy,
getting
you told us that you're
why?
19. I could do the math in my head right now and determine what year you're born in.
Well, do it. I'm not wasting my time.
I kind of feel like
I
he's
mean,
not
he
lying.
sounds old enough.
Yeah,
Like,
no. And like this whole like I'm not gonna give you my whole life story shit. I feel like
Gang-
I feel like a 19-year-old
February
like brain rotted like MAGA cultist that has a profile. picture.
February of 2006.
I believe him. Sorry, chat. I don't believe you. Everybody's saying he's underage. I don't believe you. I think you're wrong. I think he's actually 19. So take it away.
I think he's like 50 or 40 years old, and he's like LARPing as a 19-year-old right now.
Nah, in his profile picture, he looks younger.
How
He
about
definitely sounds
DEI?
younger, though.
How about we talk about DEI then?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Let me ask you a question. Do you agree with the last guest? Do you think men are better at leading than women?
I think it depends on who it is. I'm not sexist.
Okay. What about like the traditional family structure? The man going out and working and the woman staying at home and raising the children?
Again, I think it depends on the family. I think that it depends on
Very nice.
you can have.
So why do you think
more
that Trump
power.
is a good president?
One, he is going through and he's defunding government programs that are benefiting other countries before us.
Terrible.
He's not funding Ukraine. He is defunding DEI.
Terrible. So here's the deal. Do you know who Elon Musk is?
Yes, I know who Elon Musk is.
Would you
I've
say
been
that-
the same.
Would you say that Elon Musk is like a rather like intelligent guy? Intelligent fella?
I'd say so, having as many billion.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
Right. And one could even argue that he's a better businessman than Trump, right? I mean, he's only the richest man alive, correct?
Yes.
All right. So Elon Musk said that Donald Trump is undermining his efforts at Doge. His evidence, or more so his reasoning for this point, is that Donald Trump is signing in significantly more debt-related spending than he is cutting through Doge, particularly the $3.8 trillion worth of debt-related spending that the big, beautiful bill costs.
Well, I think that Elon is correct whenever it comes to deficit spending. Whenever it comes to how much money.
Apparently, are you 14? Did you lie to us? Did I defend you? I defended you, Braden. I said that you were.
There's no way you're
19.
14 years old.
How about you finish the conversation first?
I'm sorry, that is a rough 14, bro. What? Why do you sound like you're like 40 or 50, bro?
How about you argue DEI with me?
If you joined my live and
No,
you told me you were
you
like
are
44.
You are 14.
Dude,
This
what?
guy's 14.
Dude, if he told me that he was 44 when he joined my live, I would believe him.
Also,
and
Braden,
I'm arguing this
Braden, you have me blocked. You have me blocked on X,
proper.
so I'm gonna block you too.
What?
That was okay. I'd like to formally apologize to everybody that I told was wrong when you guys were saying he's underage. That's gotta be like one of the craziest. Like, wow. Okay. Hello, three.
That was wild.
Hello.
Do you
Hey, I
support,
just have a
do you support Trump?
no. I just have a question.
I'm sorry, we're only looking to talk to individuals that do support Trump. Bro, that Seven Sins guy's like back in the queue. Like, what the fuck does he want? Okay. What's up,
Yo,
Lonnie?
what's up? How old are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, do you support
Yeah,
Trump?
how old are you?
I'm 25. Yeah, I support Trump.
Oh man, why? What the hell? Why? Ooh, no.
Why do I support Trump? I believe that his ideas align better with mine than the current Liberal Party.
Okay. What ideals specifically, sir? Lay them on us. Let us know. What are the ideals that align with your beliefs?
Yeah, firstly, biological men in women's sports is one of them.
Okay, trans women. Okay,
We can talk about that first.
Here's the deal. So I think it's funny that the first thing that you want to talk about is like 0.1% of the fucking population. It's like you guys never talk about helping everybody. You guys never talk about helping the average American. Your parties ran on hate, specifically platforming targeted oppression towards 0.1% of the American population. And it's like you guys have done this historically too. All right. Like, remember when like black women were segregated from women's restroom? Who was driving that? The GOP. It's all you fuckers could talk about. And like in 50 years, when from now, when it's no longer socially acceptable to just like bully and discriminate against 0.1% of the American population, your grandkids are gonna look at you and be like, "Holy fuck, why is my grandfather such a bigot?" Like, instead of talking about how he wanted to make America better, he just talked about tearing down 0.1% of the population that doesn't harm her or affect him whatsoever. And keep in mind, you even narrowed your scope even further by talking about trans women in women's sports. There is 16 trans women in women's sports. More women have accused Donald Trump of raping him. Donald Trump has been convicted of more felonies. All right? I just want to make that so incredibly clear. You would rather target discrimination against 16 Americans than tell me why this guy is making the conditions better off for the other 326 million.
I don't find it relevant that the percentage is low. I still see women being targeted
Oh, you
in
care
this
about,
scenario
you
because
care about women's rights.
yeah, I care about women's rights.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, sir. How'd you
Let's
feel
hear it.
if a real shitty dude, okay, was perving on changing naked teenage girls while they were changing in their locker rooms with no other men around? How'd that make you feel?
Yeah, that's wrong.
That's wrong. How? It's like pretty wrong. So this man, purely hypothetical, perved on these naked changing teenage girls in their locker room, no other men around, boasted about it, and then ran for public office. You would never vote for them since you're such a victim of women's rights.
I didn't vote for Trump, first of all. I know what you're trying to imply here.
So you know that Donald Trump has done this.
No. I mean, I don't know whether it's true or not, the validity of your statement, but I'm going to assume.
We can play you a video. Would you like to see the video?
Yeah,
let's hear it.
could play him.
I'm not saying it's not true, but I mean,
Think about the conflict a little bit later on.
The question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, you know, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with the vagina. And
Well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
so you have done that. Now, tell
Well,
me
I'll
what-
tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, you know, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
So it's like, not only is everything that I've already said to you true, you know, like targeting discrimination against...
I won't say that that's fake or not with AI and stuff, but I'm going to assume, like, for this conversation, I'm going to assume that that is a completely true video. I don't even know the age of the women in the pageants he was talking about.
Yeah, for sure. So he did this to both
didn't
adults
discuss
and
that, so-
teenagers.
Say again, sorry.
He did this to both adults and teenagers.
Teenagers being like 18, teenagers being 13. I think that's a
some
big
as young
difference.
as 15. And I mean,
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
really
I
think
mean-
it makes any difference because in all circumstances, he was unconsensual.
Yeah, it's creepy, but there's a difference between creepy and illegal. And like I said,
So
I
if
didn't vote
it's-
for Trump.
If it's not illegal,
whether or
then
not I
don't
support.
care. So remember,
No,
when
whether
it
or not
was
I
legal
support
to marry
someone-
children.
I mean, at one point in time, it was legal to marry children, but that doesn't make it okay. I don't agree with it.
Okay, all right. So just because what he did isn't illegal, honestly, it even might have been. I'm not sure of what the law is. I just don't really care what the law is because it's wrong regardless. And I'd say that your classification is merely creepy is unfair. Like, that's not merely creepy. That's incredibly morally abominable. And it's funny that you don't recognize this because you just got done telling us that you would prefer to exist in a fascist country with a redistribution of wealth from the poor to the rich just to prevent 16 trans women from competing in the NCAA. But as soon as that president attests to the fact that he would perv on naked changing teenage girls, it's merely creepy and you don't care too much.
From what I heard in that he said that he could do those things. He didn't say that he did those things.
Oh, yeah,
he said
so
I.
He was saying that he did those things.
Yeah.
You want us to play it again?
Yeah, like the first
Oh,
thing
no,
he
it's
says
fine.
is sometimes what I'll do is I'll walk into the changing rooms.
He's protecting women's rights. That's what Lonnie's saying he's doing.
Nah, I mean I didn't say that. You guys can make that implication if you want, but that's not.
That you said that you support women's rights, right? But
I
you're
do
suppo-
support
you're-
women's rights. Yeah.
So you're supporting women's rights by literally voting for a guy that undermines them, was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman, said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years, bragged about grabbing
Parker,
women by the vagina without asking.
I told you earlier that I did not vote for Donald Trump. I do support Donald Trump though.
Why didn't you vote for him? Out of
I'm
curiosity?
asking why you supported him.
I guess out of curiosity, I'm also just wondering why didn't you vote?
Why didn't I vote?
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yeah.
I'm from California. My vote for Donald Trump wouldn't matter.
Yeah. Fair. I'm never gonna say it's not fair to not vote for Trump. Anyways, what's next? So why do you support him?
So previously, I think it was like 2 guys ago, someone commented that. Hold on. Someone had commented that the reason why they support Donald Trump or voted for Donald Trump is because they do not support the opposition, which is Kamala. Is that how you say it, or is it Kamala? Sorry. Kamala. I know there's a correction all the time. I just want to make sure I said it properly. So because they did not support Kamala, so the reason why I support Donald Trump is because I do think he is a better candidate than Kamala would have been.
Why?
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 I don't think she did a very good job as the vice president.
Okay. Why?
I think she honestly was a failure as the vice president.
Okay. Why?
She was in charge of the border, and I think our border was a mess.
Okay. So what was her specific authority over the southern border, and what was her task as designated by Biden?
I don't know the specifics. I just know that she was deemed in charge of the border.
I do. So the specific authority that she
Yeah.
had was to work on diplomatic relations with southern Latin American countries to make the socioeconomic conditions in southern Latin American countries better off. So there would be a reduction in the incentivization that individuals in those countries had to migrate to America. And she did so pretty successfully. Like, for instance, she decreased immigration from Guatemala specifically by upwards of 50% through those mere diplomatic relations. And most of the time when we hear that, oh, she's this border czar in charge of the border and she failed, it's kind of just a false propaganda talking point. I'm not going to lie. And that's me trying to be as unbiased and objective as possible.
Yeah, I mean, well, as a vice president, there was still an alarming number of illegal immigrants coming through our southern border while she was the vice president.
Okay, do you think that they opened
I
the
don't
border to
agree with
allow that?
Say again?
Do you think that she opened the border to allow that?
I don't know her reasoning behind why she did what she did.
So why would
what do you think she did to cause that?
They allowed the number to get that high. There's a reason why our current border crossing rate is much lower, and I think it's because Trump and the administration.
So they tried to
pass
a bipartisan border bill, and Donald Trump called for people in Congress to undermine that bipartisan border bill.
Was Donald Trump in office when this happened?
He called for people in Congress. He doesn't have to be in office in order to have that type of power. The same way that Obama doesn't have to be in office in order to have political power or influence over the Democratic Party.
Okay. I don't know what was in this bipartisan border bill and how it would have helped, but if you guys can inform me on why you think that would have brought the numbers down to numbers like close to what they are now, I would appreciate that.
Yeah, so the bipartisan border bill specifically, well, actually, even without it, even with just the executive order that Biden passed, it brought it down to lower levels of border crossings than what Trump had at the end of his administration. But specifically looking at the bipartisan border bill, it would have increased the amount of immigration judges. It would have limited how many people can go through in terms of encounters. It specifically would have granted power to Congress, or not to the Congress, to the president to be able to shut down the border, given that it crossed that particular threshold. Right, and it would have built more wall than Trump ever built under his entire administration. So those are things that Republicans were like really, 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 really wanted.
He left.
And then, okay,
he's gone.
All right.
Goodbye, I guess. Okay, all right, what the hell? You said goodbye. This guy's back. Are you ready to debate about why you support Trump, yes or no?
Hey, why did you tell me to mute myself when you actually didn't allow me to unmute?
That was gibberish. Are you ready to tell us why you support Trump?
No. I wonder why.
Great. Then goodbye. Moving on to the next guest, everybody. If you're in the live, guys, make sure that you're double tapping away on the phone screen. I appreciate all 12,000 of you guys for being here. And if you are MAGA and you'd like to come up and debate me and Parker, let us know down below in that chat by spamming MAGA. We will get you up here. What is going on, Mr. Corey? Are you MAGA?
I would say so, for the most part.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Corey, so sad to hear. Well, let me thank a handful of people. Jasmine, thank you for the 6 pounds. Piss Out, thank you for the 5. Chris with a 5. And Jay, thank you so much for the $50 over on YouTube Super Chat. Jay says, if you ever run for president, I'd be the first to vote for you. Here in Santa Fe, Parker could be your VP, or maybe you two should debate over who'd be the more effective leader. Yeah, maybe you'll see us in a Democrat primary stage in another 20 years. Who knows, right? Thank you for the love, Jay. Everybody show some love to Jay. As well as James, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. That is incredibly kind of you. And Alexandria, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. No need to read this out on your life. Okay, thank you so much for the love, Alexandria. As well as Nicole, thank you for the $14 over on PayPal, saying thank you for dealing with these incompetent, willfully ignorant cultists. Oh, man, they never let me down. They never let me down with their incompetence. Am I wrong? Am I right? Alexandria, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Will with the $11, saying that your stream makes my commute home a lot more fun. I'm happy I could help. Thank you for the $11, Will. And Odessa, thank you for the $10 as well, saying always trust the chat. I guess I got to learn. And then Alec with a C, thank you for the $10, saying psychiatric here. The fact that MAGA supporter thinking being gay or being a part of the LGBTQ plus community is a mental illness is insane. 110% it's insane. As well as Glade with a 5, Adam with a 5, and MAT with a 5 as well. I appreciate you guys. But Corey, take it away. Tell us why you're MAGA.
Well, I guess I'm more so in the middle, but I just wanted to touch on something that you talked about earlier.
Okay. Bills, thank you for the $15 over on YouTube Super Chat as well, saying, Dean, let me cook you. Head over to the TikTok stream and hop in the queue. Take it away, man.
So the U.S. pageant thing that you were talking about earlier, I actually looked into that. That was a Howard Stern interview in 2005, correct?
Yep. April 11th, 2005.
Okay, so there's nothing here that says, like this, I'm fact checking now, and it straight up says he wasn't talking about the women, he's talking about the dresses.
Bro, he literally said that you see these amazing, beautiful, naked women.
He actually says, they're standing there with no clothes, which isn't necessarily naked. Is everybody okay?
Wait. So now moving the goalpost.
Wait. What do you mean by... Okay, if you don't have any clothes on, what are you?
Are you in underwear?
Are underwear clothes?
Hey, I mean, they are, yeah.
Okay, so if you're standing there with no clothes, what does that imply?
Well, nothing here says that they are absolutely naked, though. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, he said that they're standing there with no clothes. What is it? If you
go
have
to
no clothes on, that makes you naked.
Where does he say they have no clothes on? Though?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's at the what? If you go to the clip posted on YouTube, it's at like the minute and 42-minute part. We'll go ahead and play it.
We say hello with the vagina.
Because it's been said.
Listen, you asked me where it says they're standing there with no clothes. I'll show you.
To do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes.
He says, and I quote, they're standing there with no clothes. I actually say, we played that again, but in this time, 0.5 speed, just so you can let it sit in. Here we go.
I want to make sure that everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes.
There you go, sir. You asked me where he said it. There's where he said it. Played it twice, one in full speed, one in 0.5 speed. Do you need me to play it again?
No, you're good. Perfect. So now I got a question for you.
All right.
For as far as the Israeli and Palestinian war, how do you stand on that?
Holy shit. Okay.
You're not going to address what he just said.
You're going to address.
Oh, no, he's right. He's right.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
Yeah. So I'm pro-Palestinian, but I would really appreciate you to answer the background. Why do you support Trump?
I don't know, man. I just, I felt like if the majority of America would be against the Democratic Party right now, it's probably a good standing point here.
Okay, so you're basically saying that A, you're wrong. So majority of America voted against Trump in the election, and B, it is the case that majority support doesn't indicate truth. Like a vast majority of humans on Earth for thousands of years thought that the Earth was flat. Didn't mean it was true. That's just an appeal to populace. It's a logical fallacy. Let's get something to substance.
Mm-hmm.
Rain, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. That is so incredibly kind. Rain says, thank you so much, Dean, for advocating for the LGBTQ plus IA community. Thank you for the $10, Rain. It's basic human decency, as well as...
No, I absolutely agree with the LGBTQ in a lot of ways.
As well as Maya, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal as well, saying education. Thank you for the love, Maya. That's incredibly kind of you guys. Show some love to Rain and Maya. Thank you guys so much. So what's the argument? Why is Trump a good president?
I don't know, man. I kind of like him more than I liked Biden.
Okay, well, your answer is I don't know.
Why?
You're just not really giving
I'll
us
be
much
honest with you.
substance.
Well, here's my thing is Kamala Harris, I kind of just got put into the scenario, right? She wasn't voted or elected in my...
Sorry, I kicked him just because he said, I don't know. It pisses me off when people say that, and we have a lot of options. Hello, Noe, do you support Trump?
Hello. Well, I can't say I support Trump or I don't because I'm not a U.S. citizen, but I have a view on...
Appreciate you so much for coming up. We are looking for individuals from America that support Trump to come up here and debate with us, but I do appreciate you for your time. Let's go and get that next guest up in here. Everyone, just kind of give us a minute. Go ahead and drop a MAGA down below in that chat if you do know why you support Trump. Go ahead and drop a MAGA down below in that chat if you do know why you support Trump. Everyone, just give us a minute. As well as Haley, thank you so much for the $13 over on PayPal. That is Hailey. Thank you so much for the love, Haley. Cookie King does not mog me, but do you support Trump?
Didn't you mug Cookie King on live today?
Cookie King does mog you, buddy.
No,
Cookie King does mog you.
Not true.
Yes, he does.
Shut
Yes,
up.
he does.
Shut up, David.
He does mog you. He does mog
No,
you,
he
buddy.
doesn't, David.
Yes, he does. He mogs you.
Oh my God.
How does he not mog you?
Oh my God. Okay, goodbye. We're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute. Go ahead and drop a MAGA down below in that chat if you want to debate. Where are the Trump supporters at? That guy needs a job application, let me tell you. What the hell? What the hell? Okay, all right. Where are the guests at?
Nocturnal, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much, Jasmine. Thank you for the $2.50. Yeah, literally though, Nocturnal. And Jasmine, thank you.
Gabrielle with the $10 over of him. I gotta read her message here. She says, aspirin for the headaches these MAGAs must cause you. Oh, dude. Thank you for the $10 to buy a bottle of aspirin. I will be putting that to perfect use later today. I absolutely do need a bottle of aspirin, let me tell you. Oh, it looks like this guy's back for a third time. Hello, Elias, do you support Trump?
Caroline, thank you for $1.11.
You do? How old are you?
I'm a dude. What's up?
Okay, are you finally ready to tell us why you support Trump?
Actually, I don't support any politician, but this was the first time I did vote for him.
Oh, wow. Honestly, kicking you, and bringing you back 2 times has actually finally got you to a point where you're ready to give us an argument. That's awesome.
Well, actually, no, I wanted to counter, I wanted to ask your points because on the
You're still not ready to tell us why you support Trump. Okay. You're gone for a third time. Hop back in the queue when you are ready to tell us.
Third time is a charm.
Third time's a charm, right? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious, everybody. Oh my goodness gracious. Daniel, thank you for the $3 over on Venmo for some chicken tacos. Yo, I actually love chicken tacos. They're probably among one of my favorite meals. In fact, maybe I'll get some for dinner. Thank you for giving me a dinner idea. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We got Darius loading up in. Everyone just give Darius a minute. What's up, Darius? Are you MAGA?
Yo, what's going on?
Are you MAGA?
Okay, so I wouldn't say I exactly am, actually.
Okay, man. I hope that you have a good rest of your day.
Just letting everyone know, if you're joining up the guest box, you got to be 18 plus. You got to be voted for Donald Trump, support him, right? And you got to live in America. That is the rules, everyone. You got to be able to vote.
That's right, everybody. And people don't follow these rules, and it makes our lives very difficult because it is so hard to find guests. Let me tell you, Jack, thank you for the $6.44 on PayPal, and Jasmine with the $3.86. Thank you, Jack and Jasmine. And by the way, if you're watching and you'd like to support me, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree.
Hello.
I get 100% of the proceeds over on those platforms. They go straight to me, and I can give you a shout out and read an attached message. Hello, Steele. Are you MAGA?
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you?
19.
19. And why the hell would you ever support the worst president of your life, the train wreck of an administration, Donald J. Trump?
I don't personally like him, but I do support some of the things that his administration has brought up, especially with the health administration. I like how RFK has definitely brought up some points with Red 40 and Yellow Dye 4.
Completely canceled out by him canceling all recommendations for all vaccines for children.
Yeah, that's another point. Is that most of the vaccines that he studied
He hasn't
with
studied
different
anything. He's not a
reputable
doctor.
sources. Well, he talks to people who studied with him, doctors,
Our
and said that
RFK says don't
they
take
were
medical
given
advice from him.
mercury in the vaccines,
Oh shit!
which have brought
RFK
many
says not
side
to take
effects to
medical
pregnant
advice.
women, and they've actually there's like crap. The Joe Rogan podcast. If you watch the Joe Rogan
Oh
podcast, he
my
talks
God.
about the
Okay, I
administration.
understand. You watch Joe
It,
Rogan. Joe Rogan is not a good source specifically for
but
right
RFK
getting.
is. He is a good
No,
source.
RFK is not a good source. RFK specifically, right, is not qualified at all. He literally says himself not to take his advice, right, because he's not qualified in making that type of determination about medical health.
But
He's not a medical expert.
he does bring up people that actually do know what they're talking about.
I'm so sorry,
And if you go to them,
I'm so sorry, Steele. I'm going to have to put you on mute just for a second because we have a very special guest. Conservative Mom, welcome in. Conservative
Hello?
Mom, unmute that mic. Come on, you just joined the queue. I would much rather talk to you than the crazy science-denying lunatic who thinks that RFK is a good source of medical information even though he says that he wasn't. Like, please. People like Steele, like, they actually cause physical pain to me. It just, like, hurts to listen to them. Like, it's, like, my least favorite argument that anyone could ever give me. Like, I hate it so much. This is my least, like, it hurts. Conservative Mom, please. Unmute your mic. Come on, Conservative Mom.
I don't think they're here.
No, that's unfortunate. Still unmute. Take it away. Don, he just left too. Dude, okay, that was probably my fault. I muted him. My bad.
And you
Holy
got him
shit.
to leave. Wow.
Dude, I don't know what's going on today. Sam, what's up? Are you MAGA?
No, I just love you guys so much. I'm sorry, but I love you. You guys are my favorite.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate
for the
you.
love. That is incredibly kind. All right. All right, everybody. Who's next? Let's go ahead and try to get that next guest up in the box. Next guest up in the box. I really wish that Conservative Mom would have chatted with us. Hello, do you support Trump?
Hi. I literally only agree with one thing he's done, and I'd really like not to. So I have questions.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 22. I was born in 2003.
Yeah, what do you agree with?
So literally the only thing I agree with him on is the transgender sports thing, and I'd really like not to agree with him on that because I hate the man, but I have questions about it because I am a female wrestler, and I've wrestled for 8 years, and when I wrestled men, like in contact sports, like it was very different from when I wrestled women. And so I'm just confused about like I get non-contact sports and everything. Like if you're playing freaking pool, it shouldn't be gendered. But I'm just confused about I don't know what the argument is towards the transgender policies.
Parker, take it away.
Oh yeah. So in terms of sports, right after multiple years of HRT, right, and or not going through a male puberty, those certain things wouldn't be true. Are you saying in those certain scenarios you'd be allowed of people playing?
Yeah, no, I'm more talking about contact sports and like the difference in actual like skeletal make and body and everything. Like men have a much higher
We're not talking about cis men. We're talking about trans women, right?
Yeah, no, but I'm also talking about transgender women. They still have, sorry, I did not mean to do that. Like they still have the same, like most of them still have the same skeletal make and everything, and the dense bones that they got through puberty. And I'm just trying to figure out how we would overcome that.
Hannah, didn't I just address this? After multiple years of HRT and or right didn't go through a male puberty, right? Those certain conditions wouldn't be true. In the
So they
context
actually
they
disappear.
In the context of taking multiple years of HRT, it does affect bone structure.
Okay, thank you. I just really wanted to know that, honestly. I love you guys. Thank you so much for this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
sure.
Yeah, basically that's the position in a nutshell, is that given like a sufficient amount of HRT, no unfair biological advantage would exist for trans women in sports due to the fact that they're a male, right? And because no unfair biological advantage would exist, I guess individuals such as myself and Parker just wouldn't see a reason for segregation. And I feel like that's just kind of like the logical entailment from the position. We're gonna get the next guest up here.
Can I say thank you to Sid real quick? Thank you so much. I really appreciate the $100 on YouTube super chat for Hi Happy Thursday. Good to see you, Sid, as always. Can we get some W's for Sid in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Sid. I really appreciate it. W's for Sid in the comment section right now. Thank you so much.
All right, so Kyle and Hannah, you guys are both Trump supporters, right?
Thanks for Sid. Sid, thank you so much.
Oh, and Hannah left, even though she said she was Maga in that chat. Okay, Mr. Kyle, take it away. Tell us why you support Trump. I'm gonna hear you out. I'm gonna listen to you. Take that mic and speak.
Oh, well, he's been doing a lot of changes and stuff in general, and I don't, the government isn't really trustworthy, so we'll just see how those changes work out.
Okay, well, I think that we know a handful of things about the changes that he's implemented. It's that they haven't worked out so far. What reason should we have to believe that they will? Like, name one specific change that he's made that you support and defend it.
Well, how do you know that they haven't worked out? Like with the tariffs and stuff, stock market's going back up, and maybe over time
That's because the tariffs aren't going to be allowed due to the context of the court
but
system.
they went down, they went up before that started.
This argument just
because they paused the tariffs.
This argument pains me. Listen, I'm going to make it simple. He implemented tariffs. Market dropped by 7%. He rescinded the tariffs. Market increased by 7%. He implemented the tariffs. Official prediction of recession. He paused the tariffs. Official prediction of recession is taken away. Okay. He put a pressure point on the American economy with his tariffs that had negative implications. Those negative implications were immediately seen and forecasted. When he removed the tariffs, he removed that pressure point and market rebounded. But please, once again, defend Trump by indicating to me the changes that he has made that you think will be good.
So are you an economist, or like how do you know all that stuff?
I have a degree in economics. Yes.
Okay, so then you're the knowledge. You're the one that knows all about it. Even though people argue about economics, even though people
tell us
argue
why
about
we were wrong.
economics,
Tell us why we're wrong. So you're not going to do this annoying ass thing where you're like, "There's no way you could be right because it's controversial." Tell us why we're wrong.
I'm saying you don't know.
Most economists indicate that Trump's tariffs are disastrous.
And I don't think
most.
And I don't even think that matters. Because wait. I'm so sorry. This is just such a no. I'm interrupting you.
So you
no. Yes, I'm interrupting you because this is like.
I said why.
Why? I'm interrupting you because I think that this is incredible.
Wait, I can't interrupt you.
All right, that's right. So right now I'm interrupting you because I think the way that you're debating is incredibly disingenuous, incredibly dishonest, and incredibly annoying. The reason why I say that.
Well, I think it's incredibly annoying that you make money off of this shit. It's kind of crazy that you guys go around and that you get all kinds of donations for sitting up here and rambling on.
It's a bad
idea.
idea.
You can get up here and ramble on and just sit here and suck people's money away from them.
Kyle?
That's what this is all about. That's what it's all about. We know. That's why you're smiling.
Kyle?
Yeah, that's why you got your tacos. That's why you got your Advil. That's why you got all the money that you got is because you got on here and started rambling a bunch of nonsense.
Are you jealous?
Thank you.
Are you jealous, Kyle?
Thank you for the
I'm not jealous.
Oh my God, I can't even get a fucking word out.
I think all these morons are giving you money to sit here and ramble on about
can I
bullshit.
speak on my own live now?
Oh, well, I was just wondering. You were interrupting me, so I figured I'd interrupt you. But go ahead and spat some more babble at me.
Kalana, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, for the money for the Grifton. Thank you for the love, Kalana. Yeah. Also, Kalana, you're not a moron.
Keep sending money, morons.
Don't call them morons. Don't Serenity with a $20 over on YouTube super chat. Stopped working just to donate because of this guy. Thank you for the $20 Serenity. And Adam, thank you so much for the $5 over on Venmo. And Caleb with the $5 over on YouTube super chat. And John with the $15 on Venmo for the moronic payment. Thank you for the love, and Saint Cecilia with the Galaxy. And Thomas, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo, Thomas. I really appreciate you for the love. Thank you so much for the love, Thomas. Everybody show some love to Thomas down below in the chat.
I know you love it when they love you and give you money. That's awesome, ain't it?
I mean, would you not like it if individuals donated?
Oh, well,
sorry, gotta interrupt you to thank Gomez for the $6 over on PayPal. The Big Mirror for the $10 over on YouTube super chat just because it bothers him. And Danica, thank you for the $20 over on the Venmo stream. Let's get 200 Danica W's down below as well as Owen. thank you for the
is.
$5 over on PayPal,
Look
calling
at,
me a moron. And
look
Robert,
at
thank you
him.
for the $20 over on PayPal just to
Look at
piss him
him.
off. Thank you for the love is
Look
Jin. Thank you
at
for the
him.
$25 over on
He's
Venmo.
getting
And Coral
emotional.
with the $10 over
Look
on
at him.
YouTube
He's
Super
getting
Chat. And
emotional.
Carly
He's
with the
coming in with high
$5 over on
emotion.
Venmo. Guys, thank you so much for the
Got him
love.
with
Oh
this
my
high
God.
emotion.
And
Look at
Sophia
this high
with a
emotion.
$70 over on
this high
Venmo.
emotion.
Sophia and
Look
Sid
at
with
this highest
$100 on
emotion.
YouTube Super Chat.
Look at this
Thank you
high
so much for the
emotion.
love. Keto with a
High
$10 over
emotion.
on Venmo. Thank you so much. Shout out to Sid and Sophia and Jacqueline with a
Well,
$5 over on the PayPal stream, and Hannah with a
and
$10 over on the Venmo stream as well, and Meg with a 20 pounds over on the YouTube Super Chat, and Jasmine with a $12 over on the PayPal, and
they're
Pab
giving you
with a
pounds and
$10
they can't
over
even
on the YouTube Super
reply.
Chat. What the hell? Hey, sir, I just want to point it out when you talk about
Can I,
people donating money to me, they
can,
will only donate more.
can I ask you a question real
After
quick
I
before
thank
you start rambling on again?
after I thank Hannah for the $15 on Venmo. Thank you,
Okay.
Hannah. And I gotta
Just
thank
whenever
Angela.
you're ready.
Well, I also gotta thank Angela for the $20 on PayPal from the moron. Thank you for the love, Angela. And
Just
Clay,
let,
thank you for the
just let me know when you're
$25.
ready.
I will let you know when I'm ready. Clay, thank you for the
Okay.
$25 over on Venmo from Kyle. And Courtney with the $20 over on Venmo saying proud to be a moron for Dean. And Michael with the $10 over on PayPal saying that we love you. And Kev with the $5 on Venmo saying stay mad, Kyle. Wow, man, look at that. All these people are morons, right?
I'm mad.
Oh, you're
I'm mad.
pissed. Very pissed.
Oh, okay. But I do think it's funny that
Taylor,
you
thank you
started
for the
showing.
$10 over on Venmo. And Aubrey with the $10 on Venmo as well. And College with the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat saying, sucking my money away. I'm sucking. As well as Gabrielle with the $20 over on PayPal. Another moron here. All the morons. Let's go. Ooga Booga with the $10 over on the YouTube Super Chat. And Michael with the $7 on PayPal. And oh my God, Erica. Oh, I'm sorry, not Erica. Elizabeth with $100 over on Venmo on behalf of Kyle. Thank you
What
for
a
the $100
stupid
fucking
bitch.
dollars. What the fuck, dude?
Stupid.
Oh my
What a
God, this
dumb
guy's
bitch.
pissed. Don't call. What the fuck are you doing? You're so mad that
Oh,
you've now resulted in calling women stupid bitches. Get a load of this absolute fucking joker. Get a load of this absolute fucking asshole. This dude, mask off, full hate, calling women stupid bitches just because you were so fucking pissed.
And by the
that
way,
individuals
Elizabeth,
watch
thank
this
you for the
content.
$100 on behalf of Kyle. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I appreciate the $100. Thank you so much. W's for Elizabeth in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Tara, thank you for the $10 from the DNC. Thank you so much.
Dude, what the hell is going on? Thank you so much
As well
for
as
the
Kim with the
galaxies.
$20. Thank you so much, Kim. I appreciate it. And Mike with the $5. Thank you.
And Hannah with the $10, Bo with the $5, Alana with the $5, Michael with the $6, Snoko with the $10. What, dude? I can't even keep up. Odessa, thank you. What the? I literally can't keep up. Odessa, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Amanda with the $20 on PayPal for the first time donation. Lauren with the $15 on PayPal. Kimberly with the $5 over on Venmo on behalf of Kyle. Lindsay with the $20 over on PayPal. Amber with the $2 on Venmo. I literally can't keep up, you guys. This is insane. Elizabeth, thank you so much for the $5 over on Venmo as well. Aubrey with the $10. Erica with a $1 over on PayPal. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on, dude?
Thank
Dawn,
you,
thank
for
you
the
so much
$5.
for the $10 over on the YouTube Super Chat. Felix with the $5. Lindsay with the $20 over on the keep up. The chats are going to. I literally can't keep up. College with another $20 over on the YouTube Super Chat. Samantha with a $5 over on PayPal. Oh my God. Callie with the $5 over on PayPal. Lisa with the $50 on PayPal saying keep cooking this fraud. Oh my God, Lisa. What the fuck is going on? Kyle, you're seething.
am I?
Yeah, are you kidding me? You come up here, you're like, oh, what the fuck are these donations? They're all morons. And then fucking next thing I know, I can't even keep up with the donations. You are
So when I
seething. I'm so sorry that
so when I
happened to you,
say
bro. I feel
I really don't
bad.
care.
Tiago, thank
I
you for the
don't
10.
care. You
If
already
you
made
didn't
it
care, then you wouldn't have called
about
Elizabeth a
it.
stupid fucking bitch just for donating to me.
Well, she can be. It doesn't mean I have to care
Get the
about
fuck
it.
off the
Of course,
live.
buddy. Get out of
Yeah,
here. Get
yeah.
out of here. Yo, Lisa, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo for Kyle. Yeah, dude's pissed. As well as College, thank you so much for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. Okay. And then also Art, thank you for the $25 over on Venmo. Shout out Art. Honky, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, saying thanks, Kyle. Savannah with a $1 on PayPal. Lorianne with a $5 over on PayPal. Thank you guys so much for the love. Hey. You know what, Kyle? Fuck you. We all agree. Fuck Kyle. I mean, what an airball. What a way for his anger to just blow up in his face. But on a real note, while we're getting the next guest up here, I don't even know what to say. Thank you guys for the love. I'm kind of lost for words. I just want each and every single one of you to know that I appreciate the ever-loving hell out of you guys.
Hello.
What's going on, man? Do you support Trump?
Can I catch up real quick?
Yeah, take it away.
I've got just a few to catch up on. Kaya, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it for Kyle's high emotions. Thank you. Lauren, thank you for the $15. Thank you so much on behalf of Kyle. Thank you. I really appreciate you some W's for Lauren in the comment section. Amber with the $2. Thank you. Rain with the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Brittany with the $15. Thank you. I appreciate it, Brittany. Give me some W's for Brittany. Michael with the £5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Lisa with the $50. Thank you so much for being you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Lisa. As well as Lindsay with the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I did just see that. I actually reported that yesterday. As well as Robert, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. And Samantha, thank you for the $5. Put some W's for everyone in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, y'all.
And then also I saw a comment that said, do they have to acknowledge every donation? I thought I'd let you guys know, we do try to do that. That's something that both me and Parker have done since we were incredibly small creators. And it was something that I never intended to change, the larger that I grew. I know that it may be more annoying for some of you, but at the end of the day, I do try to express my generosity to every single person, and for those that get annoyed by that, I do apologize. But it's just, to me personally, it is very important. But what's up, Bodsters? Do you support Trump?
Hold on, can I think a few more people?
Real quick, can I just say, Parker, can you please unblock me? I was being annoying one night and saying the Billie Eilish cat song, and then you blocked me. Can you please unblock me? I just want to watch your stuff.
I got you. Yo, Sid with the $50. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right,
finished the school year today and won the staff award. Let's go,
That's
Sid.
awesome, Sid.
Can we
Hell
get
yeah,
some
Sid.
fucking W's for Sid in the comment section right now, as well as Elizabeth the $50. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Give me some W's for Elizabeth in the comment section right now. Thank you so much again, Sid. Though I really appreciate it. It's always good to hear that. It's fucking amazing to hear that. Love you with the $10, and then Ashley with the $15. Thank you so much to repair the holes in the drywall from Kyle. Thank you so much, Ashley.
Guest up here.
Yes, I got you. W's for Sid in the comment section. W's for Elizabeth. I really appreciate it.
All right, guys, we're going to try to get another guest up here literally right now, everybody. So do just kind of give us a minute. If you're Maga, make sure to let us know down below. And then also, Sid, thank you for the $50 over on Venmo from the stupid bitch. Thanks for not tolerating slurs. Elizabeth, I want to let you know, you're not a stupid bitch. That guy was a complete and total fucking utter asshole. Can we please just get some extra love for Elizabeth because she caught that stray from that guest? Dude, show some love to Elizabeth down below. I mean that very seriously. What is up, Jack? How old are you?
18, mate.
Mate, are you from America?
Yep.
What time is it?
17:38.
17:38.
It's not even 38.
I say, hey, what's up? Hello.
Sabrina, thank you for the $10. Thank you. And then Amanda, thank you for the $20 on Cash App. Thank you so much for
Guys, we're going to try to get that next guest up in here. Let us know if you're Maga double in that chat. We're going to get you up here, everyone. Dude, just kind of give us a minute to get that next guest loaded in as we speak. As well as Emily. I didn't even see this. Emily, thank you for the $50 on Venmo as well. Thank you, Emily. Dude, shout out to Emily. Emily says, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. What's up, baby? Are you Maga?
Yes, MAGA for life, baby.
Oh, dude, why?
Bro, I have to support my boy Trump, bro.
Why?
Well, honestly, the reason is simple. It's just because he's the GOAT at foreign policy.
Oh, no.
That's primarily the reason. I'm a dual citizen.
Are you pro-Putin? Or
fuck no. Fuck Putin, bro.
Pro-IDF?
Hell no. Free Palestine. That's actually one of the main reasons I support Trump, bro.
What
because
the
he's the
fuck?
only one who has the balls to criticize Israel.
Buddy, Did you see that press conference that he did with Netanyahu, where he announced his plan to systemically, ethnically cleanse the 1.2 million Palestinians remaining on the
No,
Gaza
but here,
Strip?
listen, I gotta defend my boy, right? Because
What the
he's
fuck?
just
You're
he's
trolling.
like,
AB,
you know,
AB,
he
tell
slipped up.
AB,
He slipped up when he said that.
AB, be honest. You're a leftist that is trolling.
No, I'm not a leftist.
So you just called
I'm
him
actually more of a centrist, if I'm being honest, if I got to talk about my political ideology. But like, if I had to choose between Trump and Kamala, I have to choose Trump all the way, just because like I feel like Kamala would like bow down to Israel. She would probably be as trash as Biden when it comes to foreign policy. So
Okay.
I think
Yeah. Listen. So I agree. Kamala's pro-Israel for sure, but not as pro-Israel as Trump. Like she didn't have a plan to personally, ethnically cleanse everybody on the Gaza Strip and then give the land to Netanyahu.
no, but I think Trump misspoke when he said I don't
That's
think
obviously like a
What?
disingenuous false statement.
He engaged in an interview with Brett Barr, where he said specifically that they shouldn't have a right to return.
Oh shit! Wait, but didn't he like criticize Israel like during this week or like last week? I feel like I read an article about that.
Nothing legitimately.
No, but like tensions were rising, and that's why Netanyahu actually made that.
Where has that gone? You should look back into that. Where has that gone?
Sorry.
You should look back into that. Where has that gone?
I'm not sure honestly. Like I could be mistaken there, but you know, like honestly, for me, it's because I'm a dual citizen. I'm also Saudi. Like I feel like Trump is just like better for Saudi relations, and that's why like the deal when he came down and had that thing with the wine.
I think he's trolling. I'm sorry, I kicked him. I think he's trolling. Like to say that he's pro-Palestinian, supports Trump. We talk about the plan for ethnic cleansing. He's like, oh, he misspoke. Like get the hell out of here. Like he had to have been just like a troll, just like a total troll. Moving on to the next guest, everyone. Just give us a minute. Go ahead and put a MAGA down below in that
Samantha
chat.
and Riley, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much.
Put a MAGA down below in that chat if you want to come up and debate, y'all. Put a MAGA down below in that chat if you would like to come up and debate, as well as college. This was a while ago, but I did want to thank you as well. Thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. That did come through a little bit ago. Thank you so much.
Hello.
As well as Lovey, thank you for the 5 on Venmo. Riley with the 5 on Venmo. Barbara, thank you for the $25 over on Venmo. Shout out, Barbara. As well as Ashley, thank you so much for the $15 on Venmo to repair the holes in their drywall from Kyle. As well, Rebecca, thank you for the $25 over on PayPal as well, and Art with the 25, guys. If there's anybody that donated when Kyle is up here that I didn't thank, just know that I really do appreciate you. And I've tried to get around to every single donation. And if there's a handful that I haven't, just know that I appreciate you and I love you. And I'm so sorry that I didn't see your donation. Just know that I really do appreciate you. But what's up, Joseph? Are you MAGA?
I got a question. Honest to God, honest question.
Are you MAGA?
Yeah, I am.
I don't believe you.
I am in fact MAGA. No. I am Trump all the way. I will die.
Do you support Trump?
No, but my mom does, and I'm waiting for her to come home. So when I request, can you let me up?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Moving on to the next guest. Yo, Deviante North, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Appreciate that, Deviante. That's incredibly kind of you. What's up, Chip? Are you MAGA?
Oh yeah,
Thank
for
you for
sure.
the $5.
You are. Have I ever spoken to you before?
No, I just want to congratulate Parker on his coming out and his homosexuality. It means a lot to, stand on this platform and speak out about your attraction to trans women, Parker.
That's where I remember you from. Yeah, remember how I dunked on you? You came up here defining.
We respect you, Parker. We respect you and your attraction to trans women,
Hey,
bro.
do you mind if you let me finish?
The clip is on my page. You kicked me last time before we could actually have a.
Yeah, it's because you came up here defining sexual orient. Okay, Chip.
You're a runner, brother. You're.
Okay, and you don't have the capacity to let another individual finish. for
No,
more
you
than
kicked
3
me before we
seconds.
could talk because you're scared, brother. You're scared.
Okay, you're insufferable. That's why I kicked you, and that's why I'm likely going to kick you again unless you can
Well,
let me
let's
speak
talk
for more
about
than
it. Let's
4
talk
words.
about it then.
There's no
You can't,
talking
bro.
if you won't let me speak more than 4 words. Like, you imagine that you're a toddler, you're crashing out, then your parents revoke your ability
You
to
could
play
gotcha
the PS4.
moment and then kick me because you're scared of a debate. That's what you're gonna.
If I'm so scared, why am I trying to talk to you? If I'm so scared, why are you interrupting me when I'm trying to talk to you?
This is what you did last time. You talked to me for about 20 seconds while I was mute.
I am so close
Then
to
you-
kicking you because I cannot get more than 2 words out. This doesn't make you look good. You're not convincing anybody that I'm scared or that I'm running when you won't let me speak more than fucking 4 words. That is like the
Go ahead,
worst
you have
way
the-
to approach these conversations.
Go ahead. You have the floor, bud.
Great, yeah. I dunked on you last time you came up here because you tried to define sexual orientations as existing in the plane predicated on the basis of sex, not gender. But then I showed you a picture of Buck Angel and I asked you if you'd be gay if you wanted to give Buck Angel backshots. And you said yes, even though Buck Angel is a biological female. So you conceded your own fucking view.
I didn't concede my own view. My original statement and claim was that a biological male being attracted to a biological male is homosexual. And here's how I can respond to your claim. Buck Angel could get pregnant. And Buck Angel is a female who can't impregnate somebody else. So there is another level to it of Parker is attracted to a trans woman, but
Parker, do you want to talk to this guy or just kick him?
There we
It's
go.
up to you.
I'm down to have you kick him. The thing is, like, are you attracted to like the masculine characteristics of someone who's a trans man?
No, I kicked him because you told me to. Yeah, last time he came up here, he got fucking dunked on. He got dunked on so incredibly hard. And he just detailed it again. Anyways, thank you so much for letting me dunk on you again, Chip. It's always a great time dunking on idiots. Always a great time. Thank you so much.
Bristen's so insufferable, bro.
Obviously. What's up, Kinsey?
Hi,
Do you support
D.
Trump?
I snuck on here. I'm sorry. I just want to say I love you, and you're really hot, and so is Parker.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Everyone, just give us a minute. Why did they say that like in such like a nonchalant way? Like that was kind of nuts. Hey, dude, I just snuck. By the way, you're so hot, dude. Scotty, what's up? Are you MAGA?
Trump freed young boy. That's what we love.
So he did indeed.
That's what we love.
He did indeed pardon young boy.
4K Trey.
Listen, I have an idea, Scotty. Him pardoning NBA young boy. By the way, I don't even know if NBA young boy is guilty or innocent. Let's assume he's innocent and his pardon was just. I don't think that accounts sufficiently for all the bad things he's done, right?
Nah, you're right, but like he free young boy though.
Have a good one, Scotty. Have a good rest of your day, man. Have a good rest of your day.
All right, everyone, keep tapping that screen. Let's get to fucking 10 million likes, dude. How long do you have left?
40 minutes.
40 minutes? In 40 minutes, can we get 4.7 million likes, everyone?
Also,
first little crown.
For those in the chat that know about young boy's charges, is he innocent or guilty? Like, did he actually what was he found guilty of? Nick, what's up? You MAGA?
Yo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Child. Chase, are you MAGA?
Yes, cause he freed Larry Hoover, bruh. Like,
don't even know who that is. Goodbye.
Odessa, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. Haley, thank you so much for the $10. And then Kylie, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $1. Thank you.
Are you the Enrique that I'm thinking of? Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
yeah,
How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
I forget.
Dude. Oh my God, Joel Patrick is back in the queue.
So we have like a really long conversation with him.
Yeah, we've talked to him before. Honestly, we talked to Joel Patrick a lot. He's kind of nuts, man. I'm not gonna lie. He's kind of nuts.
Hey, Dean, it's Charlie Kirk.
Hello, Charlie Kirk.
How you doing, sir? I'm here to debate you finally.
Hey,
I've
Charlie.
stopped ducking you. I've stopped ducking you.
Charlie, I have a question.
What's up,
did
man?
you take money from Smile to promote the movie?
Of course I did. Of course I did.
Okay.
Oh man. All right, guys. I only got a little bit left on the stream, y'all. Let me know if you're MAGA down below in that chat. We're gonna pull you up here. What's up, Cohen? Do you support Trump? I think that the Trump supporters are running quite slim. That's right, quite slim. We'll bring up the person whose name is Aura.
Yo, hello?
Hi, Aura.
Yo, Cookie mogs you, buddy.
No, he
Cookie
doesn't.
mogs you.
Get a job.
No.
Cookie absolutely mogs you, bro.
Boo
It's
on the
over
job
for you.
application. Boo! Did I scare you? Dude, he started burning up like the evil witch of the West. That's fucking nuts, dude. I appreciate the dedication to the bit. We got Morgan loading up in, y'all. Everyone just give us a minute, guys.
Give it a second, everyone. You keep tapping that screen. Let's get to 10 million, everyone.
Morgan age. Child. We're gonna gotta move on to Ryan. You wanna help me find a Trump supporter?
I got you.
Thank you as well, Spencer.
Yo, what's good, bro?
Thank you for the 10 pounds over in YouTube Super Chat, Spencer. What's up, Ryan? How old are you?
21.
Great. And you support Trump?
Yeah.
Kenzie, thank you so much for the galaxy. Why is that?
Because Cookie mogs your ass. Cookie mogs you, bro.
Job application. No. Job application.
You see Katie spamming in the chat? You don't want to talk to Katie?
I didn't kick her.
I invited her up, and she's spamming in the chat that we fake donations.
Oh, like the Katie?
The Katie, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I mean, it looks like you just accepted her and she left. Katie's like really insufferable to talk to. Like she has given me like actual migraines.
It's been a long time, so I actually don't even remember.
She's given me like actual migraines before. And Caitlin, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. I appreciate that. Shout out Caitlin. Edwin, what's up? Are you MAGA?
Sam, thank you for the $15. Thank you so much. I really
Galaxy.
appreciate it, Sam. Thank you. Of course. Thank you so much, Sam.
All right, bro, where are the Trump supporters at? I'm pretty sure that we've hit a point. Okay, this guy's name is Zach Fishing. If this isn't a Trump supporter, reality is fake. Oh, man, I thought that somebody just sent me $1,000 on PayPal. Turns out that they requested it. That's nuts. Oh, what's up,
rough.
Zach? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Zach, go get your father. Is it this Katie? Oh no, dude, Katie, have you learned anything?
Oh, they left. Oh, learned nothing. Literally still spamming in the comment section that we are faking donations.
You are way harder than Cookie. I don't care what anybody says. It's true. It's true.
Okay, we need to.
Now you have supporters saying that you mog Cookie.
It's about
Bro,
damn
Cookie
time.
mogged you, bro.
Oh my god, what is the guest request?
I talked about him on stream once, okay? His fan base, which is like incredibly galvanized against me. I took it, made edits, they got thousands of fucking like all of this bullshit. I talked about him on stream once, and now it's just like a straight out fandom warfare. Okay?
Yo, hello?
All right, and by the way, for all of the people in the Dean Team Dream Team, y'all gotta start fighting back against this mutiny, okay? What's up?
Yo, I support Donald Trump.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 20.
We need some pro Dean and Parker anti Cookie King edits. That's what we need.
Right.
That's what Dean just said.
Right, that is what I just said. Who the fuck is Cookie King? If you don't know, then good for you. Hello, Liam. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
What? How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
Nice. And what time is it?
Well, Cookie King mogs you. You're a fucking bitch.
That's really low effort. That was really low effort. Oh, you're fucking bitch. Oh, okay. Okay, shut the fuck up.
Yo, Cookie King mogs you, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Dude, it's every guest.
I ain't gonna lie, dog.
It's every guest now, dude.
Well, I think it more
Jesus,
so,
yeah, half your viewers right now are Cookie King viewers.
I think it just more so like speaks towards like the lack of Trump supporters. Look, I think
It
that
actually does.
the Trump supporters are terrified right
Are
about
you
now.
adding up 7 cents again? Oh my.
Third time's a charm. Is third time a charm 7 cents?
Sure.
Oh, so
Who the fuck is Cookie King?
Don't worry about it, buddy. So, are you, Nate boy? How do you?
Yo, what's your thoughts on Kurt Cobain?
Made some great music, I guess. Anyways, so starting from scratch, tell us why you support Trump. 7 cents.
First off, again, I don't support Trump, but I did vote for him because I don't support any politician. I don't believe in it. They support us. There's a dynamic there that everybody gets wrong. It's like a celebrity fan base nowadays. It just like you don't like.
Do you think that this politician is doing a good job?
No, because he still hasn't delivered on everything that he said he was going to, and his big beautiful bill.
This person is so annoying. You're so annoying. Don't rejoin the queue. You're so annoying. Forever, are you MAGA? Do you support Trump?
Yes, of course I do.
Okay, why?
Oh, sorry. I got a little distracted. But I support Trump for a variety of reasons. I think that his tariffs in the beginning were really bad, but I don't think that he's using tariffs to...
Oh, wait, you were the person that came up on Parker's live last night, right?
Yeah, I was, but you guys cut me off so soon. I barely got the chance to talk.
Okay, talk to us.
Oh yes, let's go. And wait, can I actually mention when I was arguing last night, because you guys brought up that lady, and then the lady kind of just came on and then distracted you guys from what I was talking about. It's never really got my point across on why you guys value sentience.
What were you arguing on my live yesterday? Spark my memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I should be a pretty familiar voice. You guys were,
I know. I've talked to you like multiple times, haven't I?
No, you talked to me last night, yeah.
Also, what lady?
No, I was actually joking about being familiar voice, but you did talk to me last night. You guys brought up some healthcare lady that was talking about like working in the medical field, and
Sid?
I really don't know what she was saying. Yeah.
So,
Sid, I think.
were you talking to us about abortion?
Yeah, I was talking to you about abortion.
Okay.
I've talked to this guy. I swear I've talked to this guy more than just
Yeah,
once.
well, I've talked to you last night.
Oh, wait.
More than just last night.
Oh, are you the same
we've
person
already-
that's like requested up to join my stream that I've had like 5 conversations with?
No, I did talk to you guys last night though.
Okay, just take it away. Tell us what you
Dean, I know for sure it is, bro.
Okay.
I say this every time, and then he gaslights us.
I trust Parker more than him, so
It's
goodbye.
this. I feel like it was the same guy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll try the next guy. I've been trying.
I've been trying to actually. You know, I've tried to add up a few, and all of them are just not debating. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 24.
Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did.
Why so?
I believe more so in his character than Kamala Harris.
Kamala? You think
Than
Donald
Kamala?
Trump? You think Donald Trump's character is better than Kamala Harris's?
Yes, I do. I personally do.
What makes you think that? That's like an indefensible view.
Okay, so I'm not as far right to the degree where I'm like a complete Trump loyalist, but I do, and I believe that a lot of people who have access to the wealth and status that he has are obviously going to do bad things with that power. But I don't trust Kamala Harris. I don't trust the Democratic Party. I don't trust Kamala Harris.
What did she do that makes her character worse?
I don't trust her. She lied to us about the condition that Biden was in physically towards the end of his term.
Okay, so lies. So just one lie.
That was definitely a lie, though. She told us that.
Okay,
she
so
assured the
Donald
people-
Trump had 30,000 confirmed lies under his first administration, including lying about the results of the 2020 election to say that he won, to convince 70% of the Republican Party that he won the election when he didn't win with no sufficient evidence.
I mean, 30 of those 30,000 lies, how many of those lies were white lies? Like, she lied about the condition of the sitting president.
Wait, Donald Trump.
You think all
what do you-
30,000, I'm saying all 30,000 of those lies held the same merit as lying about the physical condition and mental
I'll add
condition
on
of
here.
the
So I do think
President of the United States.
I think that your argument is like false, obviously, but I'm just going to steelman it by saying that Donald Trump has told larger lies than Kamala Harris, even as it relates to her talking about Biden's condition. Like, for instance, he lied about the outcome of the 2020 election, and he still is until this day. This convinced 70% of Republicans that it was stolen, decreased virtues of like trust in the civil electoral processes, and then he used this lie as like big propaganda to justify his attempted coup on the outcome of the election when he tried to then steal it from Biden. I'd say this makes him the most untrustworthy president in modern American history.
I mean, okay, in terms of the election, there's always going to be resistance to the results of an election. This isn't a thing we see just in America. This is a thing we see internationally. I do think it was wrong. I don't agree with that. I think
we haven't seen anything like this since like the Civil War, because it wasn't just resistance. Okay, he like tried to steal it. Okay, he installed fake votes for himself in Congress, type shit. He pressured Mike Pence into accepting fake votes and installing him for a term. He fucking tried to get the head of the DOJ to falsely announce widespread voter fraud. Like typical resistance is like taking like the proper legal channels of recourse to contest the outcome of the election, and that's fine. Okay, that's like what Hillary did. That's what Al Gore did. I don't have an issue with that. It's the fact that he illegally tried to like rig it, right? Like that's more than just resistance.
I mean, in a way, wouldn't you say that Kamala lying about the condition of Biden is an attempt at a similar move, trying to get the election back in their favor by lying about to the American people about the president's physical and mental condition and ability to lead the country?
He didn't even end up running for the presidency. No, that is not comparable.
Well,
because
the
he
only
literally
reason he
tried
didn't end up
to
running-
change the outcome. He tried to nullify votes. He like tried to coup the electoral college, man.
He didn't force anyone to. That was actions carried out by like willful, independent people who
No, he
made
called
that
it-
choice on themselves.
His argument in court was that his attempted coup of the election was an official act of his presidency.
Did he tell them specifically to incite violence?
So I'm talking about his plot to steal the election from Biden by installing fake slates of electorates in 7 key swing states to carry fake votes to the Electoral College to install him as president against the voice and the vote of the people.
Okay, I mean, I don't know too much about that specifically. I thought we were talking more about his resistance to the outcome of the election. That he didn't tell these people specifically
so I'm
to.
talking, I'm talking about the fake electorate plot.
You think he made his supporters incite violence on January 6th?
Bro, you're just not listening to me. If you continue to be this willfully dense, I'm just gonna move on. Like, what's
sorry. Explain what you mean.
The fake electorate plot. Okay, he installed fake votes for himself in the American Congress to install himself as president on January 6, 2021.
Okay, I mean, I haven't really heard too much about this fake electorate.
It's okay.
Okay,
So
I don't
go to your
actually.
research.
Okay, wait. Can we pivot to something else? Is that fine with you?
Yeah, for sure. But first, I got to thank Hannah for the $50 over on PayPal. Thank you for the love, Hannah. Anna says, "Hey, Dean, thanks for having me on earlier. Sorry I sounded dumb. I was really nervous, but thank you for changing my mind." So, Dean, I'm not going to read that part on live, but thank you for the love, Hannah. Show some love to Hannah down below in that comment section, yo.
I wanted to talk about the weaponization of the justice system against Trump, particularly in regards to the what you keep calling Trump as a rapist, basically. And I want to explain why I thought that wasn't a fair verdict.
Okay, so how is it not a fair verdict for Donald Trump to be held civilly liable unanimously amongst a jury of 9 people for forcefully penetrating Jean Carroll's vagina against her will?
I keep hearing Dean saying that because he was held liable, that it makes him 100% absolutely guilty of this crime. Dean has said that he's certain that Trump has done this.
I'm sorry. I'm confused how that relates to
I
whether or not
don't
you
think
accept.
there's any certainty that Trump has done this.
You claim that you don't have certainty. You still have best reason to believe it, correct?
No, I don't have best reason. I think
well, most of the evidence indicates that.
I think the court was skewed against him. There's the story about the judge's daughter who was a member of the campaign for Harris. You know, the one, she was raising money for the campaign of Harris.
Okay. Kamala, you mean E. Jean Carroll?
No, the daughter of the judge who indicted Trump.
You mean $15? And that was not for Kamala Harris. It was for a different Democratic candidate.
I don't know how you can look at the situation, which has no physical evidence of the crime being committed, a crime that happened like 20 years in the past, suddenly occurring when he's being reelected, and say that.
I'm sorry. If someone raped a woman 23 years ago, would you be okay with that?
No, I wouldn't, but I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
Well, he was held civilly liable. Why do you dispute that?
He was held civilly liable because the state of New York is being weaponized against Trump. The state of New York hates Trump.
Okay, so again, you say the state of New York is being weaponized against him. That's one where he chose to live. Two, as it relates to this, has nothing to do with the Department of Justice being weaponized against him. The jury determined this. You understand that the jury was selected by Donald Trump and his lawyers, right?
Yes, in a state where Trump is
So it was selected by him.
I just don't think that this is conclusive evidence that he actually
It is good reason. You haven't even looked into the case. How would you be able to evaluate it?
I actually was looking into the case
Okay, so
earlier.
tell me where did E. Jean Carroll claim she got assaulted?
In a dressing room in New York, right?
What was the store called?
Okay, why does the significance of the store play a role in the in my opinion on this?
So you don't know the store.
The
at
name
all.
of the store has no effect on this in any way. I know about the evidence brought forward and the verdict made, and the fact that he was indicted by a or a justice system that was weaponized against him.
Okay, so you said he was a justice system that was weaponized against him. How is the civil case weaponization?
This was a he said she said case. There was no.
How is the civil case about sexual abuse, right? Specifically, supposed to be political. How does that have to relate to? How is that weaponization?
Because it has to do with Trump running for connection to him running for the election.
So holding it has nothing to do with him running to the election. Has
It
everything
happened
to do
at the same time period.
Okay, so you're saying anyone who held him accountable at that time period, right? It would be just trying to weaponize the government against him.
It was a massively publicized case.
Regardless of the evidence that is provided against him, you still wouldn't accept it.
It was the evidence provided against him was 2 testimonies from our own friends. It was no physical like corroboration to the story.
Wait, what physical corroborate? Wait, what would you accept?
I would accept like any form. It's a he said, she said. I don't understand how you.
What
could
would you?
lose
What
it.
would you accept? Answer the question.
I would accept physical evidence of some proof that they were together on the same day. Proof that they were like. There's no sort of proof besides
So like
the
a
two
picture,
testimonies.
of them together.
There's a picture of them together. Was it on the day of the attack? They have one picture together. I have a photo with Trump. I
Okay,
met
so
Trump as a kid.
you're saying a picture of them together would be indicative that she got assaulted under your view?
No, I think proof that they were together at the time this happened, in the store it happened.
Okay, so that's it. That's the wait. So maybe DNA evidence.
Is there any DNA
Yeah.
evidence?
So why didn't Donald Trump give up his DNA within the time slot allotted?
Because the case is ridiculous. Like what could they even match the DNA
It would have
to? This
proved
happened
it
20
would have
years
proved
ago.
that he wasn't at the scene of the crime, right?
It happened over decades ago. How would they find DNA on the crime scene decades later?
Because she kept the dress.
She kept the dress from the
Yes.
attack with
Yes.
preserved DNA. The dress
Yeah.
hasn't been tampered in any way in the last like 2 decades.
You're claiming that it was tampered, but how would they have Trump's DNA?
He probably just refused because it's a ridiculous request, and he knows that this
It's
justice
not
system,
it's not a ridiculous request.
the justice
right?
system
The
is
reason
skewed
why it
against
would have been
him.
important is because it would have if he's innocent, it would have shown specifically that he what's it called? It would have shown specifically that he wasn't at the scene of the crime. But because he didn't decide to show the DNA, that's actually good reason to believe that he thought he was guilty.
You don't think there's anything weird about the fact that this case was drawn out for multiple weeks, massively publicized during
No.
the peak of his running for the election, 20 years after the crime?
Wait,
It was a he said-
2019 was after he already won for the first time. And he wasn't even starting his run yet.
No, when was the case like actually publicized? When did we see all the stories of the case? It was not in 2019.
So in 2019 is when she filed.
You guys try and like beat people with the like expansive knowledge of facts, but it's just like you neglect what people are actually seeing with their own eyes. We didn't.
What did I neglect?
We saw the case unfolding during the campaign.
Okay, what about the case in 2019 is when it was filed. That's a fact. What do you dispute about that?
When were the hearings?
In 2022.
Yeah,
after
so
he
the
was
hearings
after
in 2022.
Wait, in 2022. After he already lost.
That was when the case gained traction.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, so are you saying it gained traction after he
It was a
lost
massively
it? So
drawn
it
out
gained
public
traction.
event.
It gained traction after he lost the election. So then how would you say it's related to him running? Because he wasn't even running.
Excuse me, what?
The 2022 he wasn't even running.
In 2022, he wasn't even running. Yeah, but they knew he was going to run. Obviously, he's the Republican.
So why didn't they do this with his 2016 run or his 2020 run?
Because she hadn't come out then. She decided to come out now.
She came out in 2020. She came out in 2019.
I mean, they must have waited. Like, I really do believe that there was some sort of intervention in this.
Yeah, because you're a cult member and you'll believe that regardless of the
cult member.
evidence.
Okay,
you
I
have
think
no.
you
You have
misunderstand.
wait. Do you have any evidence to believe that?
To believe it, the fact that he lost the case. I think the fact that he lost the case based off of testimonies from her friends and no physical corroboration is the crazy. I don't think that's fair. I mean, like, if this was a different case, I think people would be looking at it completely differently.
No, that's not true. If this same case was
I
true
don't-
with
I
the
think if it
context,
was not
I'll give
true,
you an example, Josh. If someone was trying to immigrate to the country and they were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman with the same evidence provided in the case of Donald Trump, would you let them legally immigrate into the country?
If there were two friends who said that he had
Answer the question.
the same evidence was brought forward to me, and I was asked if I
Yes,
would let
same
them
evidence.
into the country. I mean, it depends on my relationship with the people. It
Would you
depends
let
on-
them legally immigrate into the country? Yes or no?
I don't know the two people who are telling the story.
Okay, so essentially you're trying to say no, right?
I mean, it depends. There's motives. There's ulterior
What does it
motives
depend
to all
on?
of this.
What does it depend on? In what
Because there's
context would you
ulterior
let
motives
someone?
at the end of the day.
And in what context would you let someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman unanimously amongst a jury of 9 people enter the country legally? I thought you were about like securing the borders so that there
Because
wasn't
this
violent
isn't
crime and
a-
people who commit crimes like rape.
I don't have the limited knowledge of something like the case you're discussing, the hypothetical you're discussing. With something with the Trump case, you can actually look and see facts.
I'm not
You
even
can
giving
look
a.
into
I'm not
evidence.
even giving a specific case right now. You
If
just said you
someone
looked at the case
presented
and
the
there wasn't
same-
good evidence.
If someone presented the same evidence to me, I got to see everything. I knew the people who were involved in this.
So you
I knew-
haven't yet.
Huh?
So you haven't seen everything.
No, in your hypothetical situation.
Everything that you've seen already, specifically about the Trump case, right? Is that
Points
good enough
me
reason?
to the fact that he is innocent. That is what. all the
Okay, so
evidence
then would you let them legally immigrate into the country?
Yes, I guess so. If I
Okay,
knew the
okay.
same
Let's say the victim was a child. Would you let them legally immigrate into the country?
if the victim was a child.
Yeah, the
And
same
there was
evidence.
no
Victim.
conclusive evidence besides someone
No,
saying
listen,
he did this.
listen.
Someone,
listen.
what if I just?
I'll
accused you
give you.
personally? Parker,
you.
what if I accused you of the same thing? That doesn't make you guilty. I could accuse you of doing something similar, and you wouldn't be. That wouldn't just make you guilty automatically.
It's not just an accusation. We've already gone over this. It's in the context of a civil court. Listen to this. If you want to address this, right, you're not listening. I'm asking specifically the same set of evidence, right, given in the civil case, specifically that held him accountable for sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll, right? If E. Jean Carroll were a child, would you accept the evidence? Would you say that you wouldn't let him in the country then?
You know, I think I would because I wouldn't believe in ulterior motives for a child accusing him. I don't.
Why not?
Because they're a child. I don't see it in the same way that this radically feminized woman who
Radically feminized
she
woman?
she has been very vocal about her hatred of Trump prior to this.
Okay, if the child had a hatred of Trump.
What? Like a 5-year-old, 6-year-old
Wait,
child?
I'm so sorry. I just have one thing to add
didn't
on.
like
So,
Trump?
so real quick, I know that you think that she was not telling the truth. Assume that she was telling the truth. Assume that she was raped by Trump.
It's just okay.
Wait, 1 second.
Can
Let me
I
speak. No, Josh.
Yeah. Sorry.
Listen, I haven't
Keep
spoken
going,
this whole
dude.
time. So assume that she was telling the truth. Assume that she was raped by Trump. Under your review, wouldn't it make sense for her to be like radically anti-Trump? And she was raped by him.
Yes, I do think so, but I also
Right,
think
so then
it's
by like pointing out the fact that she's like anti-Trump before like the proceedings, I don't think that discredits the position that she was like raped by him. If anything, it like grants more credence to it.
I feel like you guys are kind of misunderstanding me. I don't think Trump's a good person. Okay.
Why you support him then?
I support him because I don't support Kamala. And I think that there is definitely the world is trying to force Kamala onto us.
Okay, so what did Kamala do? What did Kamala Harris do that's so bad that it's worse than the held civil
Can I
liable
keep
sexual
explaining what I'm
abuse law?
saying? I think the media, I think this court case, it's all just designed to force Kamala onto us. I think these are kind of baseless accusations, and I think it's just designed to keep Trump away, to keep Trump out of the public, in good light, in good faith with the public. It's the same thing with like CNN, and the same thing with the New York Times now. Like I used to read the New York Times frequently, and it's just like it's gotten ridiculous, some of the stuff they say. Like it's obviously become opinionated. It's all designed to stop Trump.
Listen, how about this? When you like take on this perspective and you treat it as like this foundational truth, and then you kind of build your perspective of reality around this foundational truth, that anything the media or courts say bad about Trump is not true, it's just them merely attacking him. You're basically saying that you won't ever accept that he's done anything bad, right? Because like regardless of what the courts could ever say,
No,
or
I
what the
do
media could
accept
ever
that
say,
Trump has
guess
done
what?
things bad.
They are contradict that that foundational value that you hold, that they're just trying to attack him. I mean, it's just kind of like justification for you to like write off anything.
This is why I
that's
called him a
said
cult
about him.
member.
I think Trump
Yeah,
has
like that's
done bad.
definitely like cult like tendencies for sure.
I
But
think
I'm gonna
Trump
give you
has
like another
done
like
bad.
5 minutes to talk to Parker, and then I'm probably gonna.
Dean, I do think Trump has done bad. I don't doubt that Trump has probably groped women in the past. I don't doubt that he's said inflammatory things. But I think all of these people have. I think everyone in positions
Wait,
of
when has
power
Kamala
know
Harris?
that.
When has Kamala Harris done that?
Kamala Harris?
Yeah.
Yeah. When did
Okay,
when did she grope anyone without their consent?
I'm not trying to refer to Kamala Harris specifically. I'm talking about like okay.
You said
you're
any
thinking
of these people
No,
did
you're
this.
thinking of people like Bill
Josh,
Clinton.
You said any of these people did this, right? I'm asking for an explicit example of when Kamala Harris did this. If you can't provide that, well, then you have better reason to believe that Kamala Harris is a better person comparative to Donald Trump.
Well, there's okay. I don't want to go too into this because I don't have good knowledge on the subject. But the Kamala Harris, the whole thing with her having the affair with the man, I don't know. I need more context on that situation.
You're talking about
really.
Willie Brown. So first
Yes,
of all,
I'm talking about Willie
if
Brown.
the reporting was true, then he would have been having an affair on his wife, not her on her husband. But that wasn't the case. She was single, and so was he.
Okay. I mean, do you really believe her motive was out of love for this man? Like, I don't.
What reason would we have to assume it wasn't? I mean, honestly, that
Because
like
it
the
helped
moment-
her gain position of power.
So, I mean, I think that we see partners help partners all of the time, and I'd actually say that you don't have strong evidence to indicate that that is true.
I was watching you
of-
argue the other day.
Do you mind if you
against,
allow me to finish?
Yeah, continue. Sorry.
So, I mean, I think that we see partners help partners all of the time.
Yes.
All the
but,
time.
like, for you to even indicate that he somehow helped her as an ex-mayor of one city win a statewide race, I think that help would be minimal if it is the case. But like once again, like you only really assume this for women. You know what I mean? Like you don't assume.
No,
this for men,
I don't.
you
I don't.
only assume
I
to
would say the exact same
women.
thing about a man. I would.
Give me an example.
Of a man who's done this? Well, I mean, not any of the men we're discussing. Like, I can't think of a man besides this situation specifically in the exact same as Kamala.
Really?
And I saw you arguing. I saw you arguing on Jubilee the whole thing about the like 4.5 million votes, and you were saying, like, oh, she didn't sleep with all 4.5 million people. But I think sleeping with this one man put her into a position where she was able to acquire these votes more so.
Why is it specifically sleeping with someone
Or
that
even,
you're referencing?
or even, yeah. Once you answer
Because
Parker's questions, just explain to me
it's
how.
power in exchange for like sexual favors. Like,
Wait. Why do you assume that it was because of the sexual favors and not because of the relationship they had as people?
it could be.
And
It
then,
could
and
be.
then also,
But
actually,
are you sure?
can I just make an argument real quick?
Yeah.
What state do you live in, Josh?
In Virginia.
Yeah. Is there any like nearby towns that you know of?
Yeah.
Name one.
Well, I'm very close to Washington D.C.
Okay. Well, in Virginia.
In Virginia, I mean, I don't want to like give out exactly where I'm
Just
close to
name a
Blacksburg.
Okay.
Blacksburg.
Do you know who the mayor of Blacksburg is?
No.
Great. My point. Okay.
I'm like okay. I'm like 2 hours
now
away
let me
from
let me ask
Blacksburg.
you another question. What about the ex-mayor?
Of Blacksburg? No, I don't.
Even further off, like who the fuck is that? Okay, well that's who Willie Brown was. He was the ex-mayor of San Francisco, which is one city in California. And apparently, you're telling me that sleeping with this ex-mayor of one town was able to get her 40 million votes for AG in the entire
I
United
just
States.
think
It's just
it
like, no,
adds-
listen to what I'm saying. It's an incredibly
Yeah.
outlandish claim, and my analogy just proved it. You can't name the mayor or the ex-mayor of a town 2 hours away from you, but then you're expecting me to believe that 40 million people in the state of California not only could name Willie Brown, but could attribute him as an influencing factor insofar as why they voted and supported Kamala Harris in the race for AG. Make it make sense, bro.
It definitely gives her some.
Also, Josh, if the same thing happened the other way around with a guy, where a guy specifically got into a political position because it is the case that his significant other knew someone, you
Yeah.
wouldn't assume it's because he slept with them that he got into that
How do you
particular
know I
position.
wouldn't assume that?
Because I guarantee you wouldn't do that. I promise you wouldn't do that.
I'm not like I'm not MAGA exactly. You guys.
Yeah, I 100% can 100% say for certainty that you would not say that. You would not attribute it to the fact that
I think I would.
he slept with her.
If someone emerged out of nowhere, the husband of Nancy Pelosi's like 20 years younger, no political experience, and suddenly he wants to run for election.
Wait, you're
like,
saying that Kamala Harris had no political experience?
And then
Okay,
also,
yes,
like,
Kamala
it's
Harris. No,
important-
Kamala
it's a-
Harris. Okay,
I would also
little
love to.
known
I'd also love to
politician.
point out that like you're more likely to like exist in relationships and like be partners with individuals that are like in proximity to yourself, right? Like for instance, if you go to med school, okay, you're more likely
Yeah.
to end up marrying a doctor. If you know, if you live in a town,
Yes, but did
chances
she
are you're
marry
going to
this
end up being with, dating, and marrying somebody from that town. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even need to explain this concept. Well, she was an attorney, then became the DA. Who is she in proximity to? Court officials. Who is she in proximity to? Politicians. Who is she proximity to? Maybe an ex-politician of the city that she lived in, San Fran, okay? Maybe they met at a party and hit it off, and then were dating for a while, and then they stopped dating. Then a little bit later, she herself became a politician. And it's like, you want to blame it all on the goddamn ex-mayor, say it was his fault she won, and she was just sleeping with him to achieve that. It's just so annoying. But Conservative Mama, you've been yapping in the chat. Would you speak up?
Yeah, I think y'all are babies.
You're calling us babies.
Wait,
you
wait,
were
wait. So,
saying-
wait, hold up. Can I address that? You call us babies, right? Both Dean and I, right, are over the age of 20. Donald Trump said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years, right? Did Donald Trump say he would date a baby?
What?
Yeah, did Donald Trump say he would date a baby?
No, I just think y'all are pretty young.
Yeah, I understand. Did Donald Trump say that he would date a baby?
Terrible.
No.
No, but like the 20-year-old after 10 years would be old, or I mean younger than both Dean and I. Did
This
you know
is
that?
like the easiest argument to beat, and they just don't.
But y'all
know
are
how.
babies.
Okay, so then you seriously are saying that Donald Trump wanted to date a baby, and you're
Let me-
totally okay with voting for him.
I didn't necessarily vote for him, but let me tell you, like, I'm just saying y'all are
Demon
like,
Slayer, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat.
Y'all
You
are-
support him?
Appreciate you for the love, as well as Alicia. Thank you for the $10 over there
I
as
know.
well. And 1 second, guys. Camellia, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for that. I gotta catch up here real quick. Di, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo from 20 minutes ago. Thank you. James, thank you for the $25 saying fuck Donald Trump so real. James, thank you so much. Adam with a 5, Sky with a 5, Jolly, that is Jolie, Jolie, sorry. Thank you so much for the $15 over on Venmo. Jennifer, thank you for the $25 on Venmo. Jennifer says, hey Dean, so glad to see you back. Hope you enjoyed your time off. Keep up the great work. Appreciate you for the love, Jennifer. And KERRY Carrie with a $20 saying for obvious reasons. Thank you guys so much for the love. Huge shout out to all the donors.
But yeah, do you want to address that? Like, do you consider Donald Trump saying he wanted to date babies is enough of a reason to not support him?
like, I'm not going to try to, like, debate people because it doesn't do any good. Like, nobody's going to change their minds.
Are you debating that right now?
What? That nobody's
Are
going to
you,
change
you,
their
ju- you
minds?
did you just give an argument that no one's going to change their minds as a reason as to why? Like, you just gave a debate point as to a reason as to why debates are not valid. I never understand these critiques because you are literally positing an argument in the context of a debate type setting to convince other people that they shouldn't debate.
And just
That
at the
you're
bare
trying
minimum,
to engage in
Look,
debate.
people can
to
do whatever
convince
they
them to
want.
not debate.
Yo, and at the bare
Y'all can
fucking
do whatever you
minimum,
want.
at the bare minimum, Katie, because I know it's you, just stop whining in the chat.
Y'all
if you
can
don't
do
wanna
whatever.
debate.
Like, people can debate, but when it comes, like, you guys, do you have kids? Do you have a mortgage? Do you have all
I have
the-
10 children, yes.
Okay. I'm sure.
And also,
But-
I literally do.
I have a mortgage as well. You know, I have children.
You have a house?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
See that wall?
Mhm.
I pay a mortgage on it. Okay. In fact, I've been paying it for the last 35 years.
I'm just saying, like, what life experiences do y'all have?
I have 10 children. I have my own business, right? I have a beautiful long-term relationship.
Okay, that's one thing, but like you just, I don't, like, you guys are just young. 22 is young.
Yeah, okay, well, okay,
23 is
we're young, but not the 20-year-old that Donald Trump wanted to date.
Okay,
I'm not
Katie,
talking about. I'm tired of them.
Hear me out.
Like,
hear
I
me
don't.
out.
I'm
Will you hear me
exhausted
out,
with that.
Katie? Will you
I
hear me
guess.
out? You're telling
guess.
me that I'm young, and that must mean that Dean can't know nothing, right? Here's the problem. I get it. I am young. And honestly, I bet as I get older, I will become much more mature, much more wise, much more intelligent, much more educated. All of those things are true, okay? But I don't think that discounts how informed I already am at the age of 20, and the level of knowledge in which I possess is definitely sufficient to be able to, like, counter some of the ideas propagated in, like, mainstream politics. You know, like, I just want to, like, put it in perspective. Like, countering, like, Trump, countering his policy, countering the efficacy of his administration, that's not something that requires much nuance, much intelligence, much information or knowledge. In fact, I'd say that, like, maybe, like, one advantage that I possess over most people is being able to, like, express my thoughts in words pretty well, not necessarily just being, like, incredibly knowledgeable or intelligent. You know, it doesn't take like a 45-year-old middle-aged individual with a doctorate in medicine and science to be able to discount fucking tariffs, right?
No, I'm not saying you don't. Like, I think you know a lot. Like, I'm not saying y'all don't know anything, but I'm saying, like, for some reason Donald Trump appealed to, like, the middle class, late to middle-aged and older people, like, you know, Gen Xers and older millennials, because for whatever reason, and I think it's because he had, like, the he just appealed to, like, those.
Oh, well, then how come
people
Kamala
for
Harris
whatever
literally appealed to people that were more educated? Explain that one.
I don't know. I'm just. I
Right,
think
right. And you know,
a lot
obviously,
of. I mean, I know my dad.
Obviously,
voted for him when he was
conservatives are going to appeal more towards older generations. I mean, like, just definitionally speaking, we should assume this to be true because conservatives want to conserve, like, what is like traditional, right? What has been the case historically speaking. And like it's more likely that like an older person that lived through that and benefited from it because boomers had it easy when they were growing up, are going to say I want to conserve that too, compared to saying I want to change it and bring something new, right? They don't want progress. They don't want progress, and this is something that we don't just see in American politics, but also like in the workforce. Like I could give you an anecdotal experience. You were calling me young without experience. I'll give you an experience of this in like the workforce. So I was employed by this e-commerce company that produced a lot of dog treats and whatnot. And I basically came in there to do a creative overhaul of their front end website and redo and like maximize the efficiency of their production and fulfillment processes. And who did I get the most pushback from? The older employees that had been there for 20 years, not because what I was like saying was wrong or wouldn't make the processes more efficient, but just because they wanted to use the processes that they were used to, even if they were less efficient. Right, and maybe that's true for a lot of older Americans. They want to stick with what they're used to, even if it's worse for the country.
Right. No, I agree with that. I mean, my dad was 80 and he was kind of stuck in his ways. I mean, but that's because he's 80 and he's been doing it, his whole life that way. So I mean, I understand where they're coming from, but I guess you gotta. I guess we'd have to find a way to help them see things a little bit different, and then they just see you guys and they're like, oh well, they're in their 20s and what do they know? I mean, I'm not saying you don't have some experiences. I mean, but
I'd say I'm probably more experienced than the average 20-year-old.
Yeah,
but regardless of the experience, I don't see how you're going to use that to dispute what we have to say.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying that's why I think
like basically if you think that our lack of experience makes us dumber, then that should like be obvious in our arguments. They should have little holes that you could point out and defeat in a debate, but obviously you can't.
If I'm not old enough to speak my mind, why am I old enough to vote?
No, you can speak your mind. Like it's America. Say what you want. I mean, do what you want. But I think a lot of people see you guys as like, well, they don't have kids, they don't have a mortgage, they're not working.
Jennifer, thank you for the $10 over on.
True, and through those types of experiences in our lives, we will learn more and become more knowledgeable human beings. Right? Yeah. We'll grow as people. But again, like Dean said, that is not discount what we are bringing up right now.
Also, let's not act like
what is that? How does that relate?
Let's not act like everyone with kids and a mortgage is an intellectual icon. Some of the dumbest motherfuckers I've met in my life have been middle-aged Americans with kids and a mortgage. Okay,
they're not. I get it, but like when you're out, like me, when I'm out paying bills and I'm out buying groceries.
I pay bills. I buy groceries.
Eggs were, six, close to almost $6.
Gabrielle, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. Appreciate you for the love, Gabrielle. Everyone show some love to Gabrielle down below in the comment section. Also,
feed 3 kids.
Me and Parker
Donald Trump's not making it more affordable for you.
Oh, I'm don't know. My grocery bills have not gone down. They're I'm looking at ways to save all kinds of money. I'm shopping at Aldi's, doing the whole 9 yards. Like grocery prices are not down. Like I feel it every time we go. So no, I'm just I don't mind listening to y'all and like trying to learn some things, because I feel like you're younger, so you do see things differently than I do. So I don't mind, reading articles and listening to some podcasts or whatever, that I think we can all.
Hey, Katie,
there's room for growth.
You're Katie, right?
Yeah.
Right, Katie. I've had many debates with you before. You are one of the most dense people I've ever debated, and I hope the fact that I remember your name based upon just the tone of your voice when the last time we talked was maybe 6 months ago hopefully proves it, right? I talk to hundreds of people a day.
That's true.
And for whatever reason, I know your name based upon your voice and your voice alone, and we haven't spoken for half a year. All right?
I'm just passionate about a couple things.
Do you have kids and a mortgage?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, maybe I shouldn't get kids and a mortgage then. Maybe it won't serve my intellectual abilities the best.
I think you should think long and hard before you have some kids. No, they're good. They're good. It's fun. It's all fun.
Natalie, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. Appreciate you for that, Natalie. Natalie says, as a 37-year-old with no kids and no mortgage, but a full adult, I wish 70 million people had the intellect you have, kiddo. Natalie, I love you. You've been hanging out forever. That is incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much. As well as Minnie. I didn't even see this. Minnie, thank you for the $50 over on Venmo. Minnie literally just says Liberty. Shout out Liberty and Natalie. Guys, shout out Minnie and Natalie. I really appreciate you guys so much for the love, guys. But is there anything else that you want to go over, Katie, before?
Can I thank a few people real quick?
Yeah.
Jennifer, thank you for the $25. Thank you so much. I did see that. I did see Sam Cedar's video on Danny and I. That was funny. Lucas, thank you for the $2. Thank you. Austin with the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That is horrible to hear. His point was ridiculous. Thank you so much. As well as Elizabeth, thank you for the $1. I really appreciate it. And Kenny, thank you for the $5.
I'm just going to kick Katie. Megan, thank you for the 15 Canadian dollars over on YouTube Super Chat, saying, adding on to my previous couple again because I never seem to send them at the right time. Here every day for a laugh. You're giving me hope in our generation. Megan, that is incredibly kind of you. And I apologize if I haven't gotten around to your prior donations. My apologies. Thank you so much for the love, Megan. And Sophia with the $5 on Venmo. Sophia says, thank you for everything that you're doing. Truly amazing. I always laugh when you're debating. I'm happy that these streams can bring happiness to people because it seriously makes my day. And we're not done yet because I also got to thank Erica for the $20. Erica says, I listen every day still. Thank you for being you. Erica, I see you in here quite frequently. Thank you so much for giving the stream some of your time. Thank you, Erica. That is incredibly kind of you. Hey, now for everybody watching, my stream has been going on for 4 hours and 5 minutes. What that means is it is time for me to get off. It's 5:22 over here in Colorado. I'm going to be spending the rest of my night making dinner for my girlfriend. She had a long and rough day at work. So I'm going to hop off here, go to the grocery store and make some dinner and treat her kindly. How about that? That sounds like a good plan for the night. Now, Parker, are you getting off?
You're getting off?
Yes.
No, I'm not getting off. I'm going to be on for a few more hours.
Cool. Where are you going to be going live on?
Here's my thoughts. I was going to ask you, should I go live on TikTok Studio on my girlfriend's account because I can use TikTok Studio for that? Or should I go live on my main account and risk possibly lagging?
Yeah, man, that lag glitch is terrible. Here's what I'd recommend. I'd say go to the main, and now if it lags, quickly switch over to Marge's account because you'll want to keep the momentum of like the raid. Because I'm guessing, there's 8.6 thousand people in here. I'm going to go ahead and assume that a lot of people in here are going to follow you over to your stream. If it lags once, you could expect people to leave, and the more it lags, only more people will leave. I'm not going to lie. When I'm watching your stream and it lags, I leave too.
I know, right? Like that's why I want to fix that. Recommend go to the YouTube, everyone. Parker, get a job. That's the place to go.
Yeah, I don't know why. But that's what I'd say. Or you could just do like a full fucking shoot off over to Marge's account with a full force of a raid. You haven't tried that one out before. Build up the algorithm over there, bring your main account up as a guest. Honestly, if I was you, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Right, and then also for the background, consider doing like what I'm doing with like just the text over my head compared to like green screening something behind you.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to do that, but like I haven't set it up yet.
I'd say it's worth it. But you gonna do that?
Yes, I will.
Great. What is that? At Parker Got a Girlfriend? GF?
Parker Got a GF.
Okay, Haley, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Appreciate that. So everybody, go ahead and spam at Parker Got a GF down below in that chat. And go show Parker some love. He's going to be picking up the torch and continuing the debates for the rest of the evening. Maybe on your way out before you leave, drop a follow button. And for all the, real quick, is there anybody in here that this is your first time ever seeing me? Put a me in the chat if this was your first time ever seeing me. Ever before.
That'd be
Let's see if there's
crazy.
many, like, first-time viewers that have stuck around until the end of the stream. Wow, look at that. There's a bit of them. For all the people spamming me down below, I would recommend maybe dropping a follow. We do these lives every single day like clockwork, and I love them so much. I love to have new people hanging out in here with us. So, yeah, drop a follow. But, guys, head over to Parker, at Parker Get a Job on YouTube, and at Parker Got a GF on TikTok. So,
I'm starting the live right now.
Sweet. I'm going to go ahead and end for everybody on YouTube. I love you as well. Love you all.
Go to my YouTube.
Head over to Parker's YouTube and at Parker Got a GF on TikTok. Peace and love. Bye, guys.